jumping over. You want to play? Oh, be gentle, baby. Look at Ozzy. Okay, Dolce, sit. Dolce, sit. Oh, Ozzy's growling at the puppy. Play fighting. Dolce, sit. Okay. Well, good morning, y'all. It is, mornings are so rough with me right now. I'm trying to catch up on all my sleep, but just here with the pack, letting them get their energy out while it's still cool. It's about 7 a.m. and it's just cool enough to where they can actually be outside and not be miserable, because right now in Texas, it has been like triple digits, 100 degrees, and it starts early. Like it'll climb up into the 90s, high 90s before noon. So that's kind of, I guess, what people like in Arizona and places where it's even hotter. They just adjust their activities, their outside activities to, much earlier and then much later when it's cooler. Oh, man. I noticed that the play fighting especially between the two female Cane Corsos, Dolce, the black one, and then Lucia is the 9-month-old gray brindle female there. It's becoming more and more intense. Tux is like, that's why I don't hang out with y'all. That's exactly why I don't play with y'all. It's too rough for me. But yeah, because what's happening, I think, is that Lucia is around her heat cycle. She's maturing, and so she's testing out her power. She's trying to dominate Ozzy. Ozzy's the one right there on the ground, the alpha male. Look at her. Oh, dang, y'all, look at her. This little 9-month-old puppy, I shouldn't say little because she's a huge puppy. She's trying to do a dominant posture on Ozzy, putting her front legs on his back. That's a dominant move. And it's all in play, but actually I should say it's not all in play. It's play, but it has meaning to it. Because they are testing the hierarchy every time they play. Like if they play and then they figure out, I can actually overcome this dog just in play, then then they know they're actually a little more powerful than the other dog, and then they may take it to the next level if it's a true challenge, like for breeding rights or for a high value treat item. They may actually, and they learned that from play, that hey, I'm actually more powerful than this dog. They may use that knowledge. Hey, Papa. Ozzy. Those girls fighting with you. Ozzy knows he maintains alpha status, though. He's just way too massive. He's 150 pounds, and it's all lean muscle because you can see what they call the rear tuck up is where. I'll show you real quick. Oh, the puppy's trying to play with Tux there. The rear tuck up is that little indentation where the end of the rib cage meets the hip, kind of that little angle. So you can see it on Ozzy. You want to be able to see their last rib. See how you can see this indentation here? Right there. There, that's probably a better angle. It actually, you can see there's an angle there. Rear angulation, or not rear angulation, that's the rear checkup. Rear angulation is actually where it's another breed standard where this is the angle of the tail coming off the tailbone. There's a specific breed standard for that, but anyways, that rear tuck up on Ozzy is where it should be, and he's maintained his 150 pounds, so he's not overweight at all. But that's what I'm saying, is that he's not alpha necessarily because of his weight and his size, because you definitely will see huge dogs that are that are not alpha in a pack where you have a smaller dog that's alpha. Even female, a lot of times the female will be the alpha, and Dolce would be if it weren't for Ozzy. But so we're doing our perimeter walk right now. We just dogs walk the perimeter of the property periodically throughout the day, and then they lay their scent so that any would-be intruder knows that this is their property. But anyways, so yeah, that's why, one of the reasons why it's so easy for Ozzy to be the alpha. But he's also the alpha because his temperament is where it needs to be a good alpha. He's not overreactive like Dolce is, or at least he doesn't have the tendency to be like she does. And he's got a very calm, just because alpha doesn't have to wear it on his sleeve. Alpha knows he's alpha. He's very confident, and that's Ozzy. Dolce is constantly trying to show that hey, I'm the dominant one, and she's like, she wouldn't be a fair alpha. But if it weren't for Ozzy, she probably would be in that role, or at least competing for it with Lucia here. Now Lucia, even though she is moderate temperament, because again, if you watched earlier videos, kind of talk about how I specifically picked Lucia out of the litter for her temperament, being that I didn't want an alpha female. I didn't want a female that had alpha tendencies, because I have a very dominant female right there in Dolce, and I don't want the same-sex dominant guardian breed like that with two very alpha-type personalities. That's a recipe for a serious fight. So, but yeah, so even that being said, Lucia has the potential to rise up in the hierarchy, and I think if you watch the play like was just filming right now, is that she looks like she's trying to do that. I think instinctively they just do that. They try to rise up. So she's constantly play battling with Dolce. And I swear every single day I see changes. How much more powerful she's becoming. She's actually given Dolce a really good challenge there. And now, so that's a serious thing in the pack, is that I really need to watch that, because Dolce could try and prove a lesson, teach her a lesson, prove her point by taking it to the next level at any given time. But luckily, I do work full time, but I say luckily that the dogs sleep when I'm gone. They're not actively playing like this when I'm gone. They're still guarding the property. They come out. They sleep with one eye open, all of them do. But at any given time, there's always one dog on very close watch of the property. That's just how a pack structure works. And it is a beautiful thing to watch, because you feel so secure. I had a dog sitter come, watch the dogs a few days ago, and she said, "Oh, I felt so safe." I said, "Yeah, I know. You feel 100% safe with these dogs." But anyway, that's what I'm saying, is even when they're sleeping, they're on guard. Because I have seen Ozzy inside looking like he's in a dead sleep. I've seen him spring up like, and I didn't hear a thing. He spring up and barking his head off, bolting outside, running to the fence line, and there was a deer out there. He can hear, you know, deer are quiet. You don't hear a deer. They're quiet, but he heard him. He heard him 2 acres away at the fence line. The fence is about 2 acres from the house on one stretch. So he is always on guard. The Cane Corso, all of them are. But yeah, so that was a little demonstration about how the younger female, Lucia, is testing her boundaries in the pack hierarchy with Dolce. Hey, little girl, you want to go back inside? Okay, I gotta get back inside too. Anyway, hope having a good day, and I will see you all on the next one. Okay, baby, go. Come on, gypsy girl. She said I'm hungry. Bye.